Hello everyone, welcome to another video of FFL 24/7. In today's video, I have very important updates to share with you about the crypto industry and more specifically the Bitcoin and Ethereum in general. Not many, everyone is asking questions like what is going to happen with Bitcoin and crypto next, when is the bull run going to happen, but no one is really paying attention to these very four important factors. So I am going to be sharing that very useful information with you all. So let's dive right into the video and figure out what's going on. So just taking a quick look at the Bitcoin chart, what the Bitcoin is doing. So as you see, the chart might be looking crazy to you. Let me zoom in a little bit. So all these crazy lines that you guys are seeing, at the bottom I have most of the previous historical support and resistance drawn for the Bitcoin. So for the time being, you can ignore those. What I want you guys to focus on is these colorful lines that I have drawn, the ones in the bold pattern. So these are the Fibonacci levels. So these I have drawn from the bottom of the Bitcoin before the bull run and to the top of the Bitcoin. So what Bitcoin has done so far is we did see a very successful retracement all the way down to our 0.786 levels, and from there we kept crashing all the way down, and around that level we did find some sort of support for Bitcoin, and we did see a little bit bounce. But for the time being, as you can see, we are a little bit range bound in this area between this Fibonacci 786 and 618 levels. As you can see, we tried to break this level twice at this level, but we are definitely seeing a lot of resistance at around 30k mark for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is not being able to cross that mark recently, so that in a way is not a very good sign for Bitcoin. We have seen a kind of a double top again, so in technical terms that does not look good on us. But hey, still, if you follow along, let me draw a little bit of a trend line for you. So apparently it looks like we are in some kind of a still uptrend, and what I would ideally like to see is definitely Bitcoin needs to support this trend line. So it's not very perfect, it's just beginning to form this uptrend, but what we obviously want to see is it does not break down below this uptrend, because if it does that, and I am expecting that we are gonna see the 19,000 Bitcoin levels again one more time. So again, what I'm thinking is it's also gonna all coincide with how the overall stock market and SPY is going to do. So Bitcoin recently has been following SPY quite a lot similarly. So let me remove this trend line, as I want to show you guys a little bit something. So on a very short term, if you see, we do seems to be forming some kind of a very small inverse head and shoulder pattern. So it's not very comprehensive, it's not very convincing, you can say, but it is something to maybe keep an eye on and consider. But in any case, if it does break out, we might be seeing Bitcoin around 29 to 30k levels again. But again, as you see, this blue line is also kind of the 200-day moving average, and the yellow line is a 50-day moving average. So on another side, we also have seen a death cross of the Bitcoin once again on the daily chart, and again that does not look like a very good picture for Bitcoin. So let me zoom in a little bit more and take a look at the 4-hourly chart, what it's doing. So again, we do seems to be forming some sort of consolidation at around the 25k mark. Yes, between the 25k level we did see some consolidation and some support for Bitcoin, but again, it is all going to be depending on how much volume the whole crypto industry is going to be getting. I want to show you one more very important update. Let's take a look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin. How is that looking? So if you see this blue line that we are seeing, this is the 200 weekly moving average for Bitcoin. So even this line is very critical overall in general for all major technical analysis and stock markets, even if you're looking at SPY or Bitcoin. So in the recent past, if you see the last bull run and the last bear market ended at around the same level when we touch this line, and we have bounced quite comprehensively every time we did touch this 200-day weekly moving average. So, and this time recently we did break down a lot, and we have managed to come back up. So on the short term, if you look at the Bitcoin chart that I showed you just a moments ago, so this does not look like a very good picture. We are seeing a death cross, and also we have seen a double top rejection at this Fibonacci level, but that's in the short term. But overall, if you look in the long term chart that the weekly picture is showing us, we seems to be having a double bottom at this 200 weekly moving average. So we have some definitely strong support. Some buyers are definitely supporting Bitcoin at this 200 weekly moving average levels. So that's around the 25k mark. We do seems to have some very strong support in this area. So let's see how long this support is going to be holding. But it all depends on the overall how much volume we are getting. We need to see some volume coming in for Bitcoin to move. So that was just about a little bit technical analysis of Bitcoin, and let's take it. Also, RSI is not really doing much. RSI is not showing us really much anything. So this video is not about the full technical analysis. I wanted to show you guys one more thing. So let me open my screen real quick. I wanted to discuss with you guys the very 4 important factors that are going to be dictating or deciding the next bull run for the whole crypto industry, or Bitcoin or Ethereum in general or specifically. So what are those 2 factors? So that no one is paying attention. I mean, we have a lot of people asking what the Bitcoin is going to do next, when the bull run is going to happen, but no one is really paying attention to these 4 factors. So what we need to be looking very closely at is first is DXY, dollar price index, the US dollar strength. So that is viewers very important factors in deciding how the Bitcoin is going to do, because obviously DXY is just making new highs and looking very strong as of now. I will show you the chart in a bit, but this is very important thing we need to be paying attention, because if the US dollar is strong, then obviously the demand for Bitcoin is not going to be that great. Second thing is gold. Obviously gold is kind of considered to be a safe haven in recessions and a bad stock market areas. So if gold is doing well, again, Bitcoin is not going to be doing well as well in those situations. So DXY, gold, and the next one is oil prices. Again, if the oil prices are higher, the market is going to have a lot of uncertainty, and we will again be seeing a very investors going to the safe areas and safe sides. So oil prices are, again, if the oil prices are going to be higher and they sustain at those levels, again, the investors are going to be very sketchy or careful in their investments. So again, we are not going to see a whole lot of investments coming into crypto and Bitcoin if the oil prices sustain at those higher levels. And the fourth and the last one is the US 10-year Treasury bond yield. So this yield has been making over the last 10 years just all-time new highs, and it just keeps going up. So investors have a lot of safe returns in this 10-year Treasury bond yield that they're getting. So they're not going to be investing in other risky assets for now, and especially when we have a lot of uncertainty about from the Feds, that if they are going to be raising rates and how they're going to deal with the upcoming recession, and if we're going to see the recession, and also all those kind of things. So investors are going to be keep investing in those safer 10-year Treasury bond yields, because it's giving pretty good returns for now. So again, if you look at these 4 levels, so DXY, gold, and oil prices, if they are higher, that does not look good for Bitcoin, and same thing for the Treasury bond yield. If it keeps going up, that does not look very good for Bitcoin as an investment. So let's take another look at the charts, how these all these 4 factors are doing. Let me pull up my other screen. So this viewer is the chart of DXY, dollar US dollar index and US dollar strength. This is what it is looking like. So it keeps making just higher highs and keeps just breaking all the highs. If we did see a little bit of crash from this level around the 114 level, and again that coincides with the kind of a mini bull run in the stock market and also a little bit in the crypto industry. So again, but if you take a look at it, this has again started going up like quite impressively. So if this US dollar keeps improving its strength, that does not look good for the overall stock market and also for the crypto industry. So we need to be paying very close attention to this DXY index. And the next thing is again the oil prices. Oil prices, they are doing the same thing. As the DXY has started going up, oil prices have started going up again. So we are seeing a clear pattern that the market is giving us very clear signals about how the whole industry is going to be reacting in the next coming few months. And the next one is gold. So gold has a very interesting graph or phenomenon. We did see a gap down and very sharp decline recently in the gold prices. So that I'm really not 100% sure what that relates to. This we will need to pay attention. But again, like I said, we need to combine all these factors and see what kind of signals we are getting. So gold is giving like a mixed signal. So as not a whole lot of investors are going into gold. So the reason for this decline is not very clear. So I'm gonna keep researching for you guys, and if I find something related, I will make sure to keep you guys posted. And last but not the least, the 10-year Treasury yield rate. So if you take a look at it, so this is almost at an all-time high of 4.59%. So those are pretty solid rate for big time investors and financial firms. So if they are going to be putting in and investing their money, obviously they're going to go for a very safer option, which is giving them a very good return. So we need to be keeping a very close eye on this level. Well, it is approaching, it is at an all-time high level, so we don't know how long it's and how much more it's going to be keep going up. But as soon as we start seeing a major decline in this 10-year Treasury rates, so that might be our cue that we are getting towards the end of this, maybe the prolonged bear market, and maybe we will see some traction in the crypto industry and see some sort of bull run. So that, viewers, was my little bit analysis, what I wanted to share with you guys, the 4 important factors that I see that we need to be paying very close attention to understand how the Bitcoin is going to be reacting in the next coming few months. So again, those 4 levels, especially DXY and oil prices and the Treasury bond yield rates, we need to pay very close attention to those, how they are doing. If they are doing well, we're not going to see a whole lot of investment coming into Bitcoin. But if they start to decline, then I think it might be a good idea to start accumulating a little bit of Bitcoin, and also there's some support levels of Bitcoins that we need to be watching. I will keep you guys posted on those as well. So I hope you liked the video, viewers. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.